I want to play a game.
They're here.
Here's Johnny.
Welcome to my world, bitch.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi ho.
And when you're down here with me,
You float down!
Like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
What's up, dudes? What's up, dudes? Welcome back to another episode of the Friday the 14th podcast. I am one partial itty-bitty piece of a whole called Mr. Fuentes.
And I am that other piece.
Huge piece.
The piece of Reese's Pieces. The bad guy, Nick H. The H is silence.
Like the lambs.
Silence of the H.
Silence of the H. Dude, that should be next year's theme. The month of the bad guy. Silence of the H. Of the H. Hi, how is everyone doing today? How are you doing, my furry friend over there, Nick?
Furry friend? Why did I become a furry?
Oh, I wasn't supposed to tell anyone yet?
He was supposed to. No. To be fair, you're the one that got me into the furry community.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my luscious beard, it's really brought on a lot of people to the beard game. They just, they didn't know.
The beard game.
They didn't know, that was that's what they needed in their life until they saw my beard and they were like, oh wow, it's so full and lush, and then they get disappointed when they can't grow a full beard. So it really
starts crying.
It's really upsetting. So yeah, today we're reviewing the OG of the OGs of the OGs. The Purge.
OGs.
Yes, The Purge. That's spinned off into, I think, 4 different films after this so far.
Yeah, 4 after this. So 5 in total.
And a TV show?
And a TV show.
Yeah. It's
2 seasons, I believe.
It's became quite the franchise in our lives. The Purge has definitely been a big movie franchise, but also a big concept. It just really after this movie came out, the idea of the premise of this movie had spread around through a lot of people, telling other people that maybe we should do something that's very close to this theme in real life. But I'm going to get your opinion on that later on in this review. But for now, the cast. So yeah, The Purge is directed by James DeMonaco. He it seems like he's the one that has directed all the Purges. He even wrote this first one. I'm sure he had helped on the other ones, but from what IMDb tells me, thank you, IMDb, he wrote and directed this movie. The cast has Ethan Hawke, which to me, felt like a, it just would have been just a little bit of an upgrade if they could have got him. Kevin Bacon, because my favorite Kevin Bacon movie is a tie between all of them. So
That's why he was gonna come back to the horror franchise, horror series.
Right?
Yeah.
Should have.
I mean, because he did Friday 13th, the original one. He was in Hollow Man, and I guess if you want to count Tremors as a horror way.
Man. And Tremors, yeah. It's a suspense, I guess, a thriller. But yes, we got Ethan Hawke, who plays James Sandin. We got Leah Hadley, who plays Mary Sandin. We got Max Burkholder, who played Charlie Sandin, which was the younger boy. And then we got Adelaide Kane, who played Zoe Sandin. And then we got the mysterious Bloody Stranger, who is Ethan Hodge. And I don't know if you're looking at this with me, Nick, on IMDb, but there's a Ray's Wakefield, who was the leader, the polite leader. That's how he's
the
credited.
polite leader.
The polite leader.
He's very nice and very evil
in this movie. Even his picture in here looks pretty menacing. Like that guy has social problems, and yeah. Everyone else is pretty not as prevalent in this movie for the most part. So I'm not really gonna go touch into them. But a summary of the movie is not in a not so distant future. Actually, I believe the year that they're in this movie is the year that we're in now, or is it next year? I think it said like 2021 or 2022. A not so distant future. We had an election that brought in some new politicians who decreed a new rule onto the country, which was one night every year, all crime is legal, including murder and anything above that or below that. There's certain requirements, obviously, that protected themselves. But for one night a year, for 12 hours, everyone can run rampant and basically do as they please. And this movie is a small scale scope of one family's trials and tribulations they go through during this night. The main character is a security salesman, which obviously during these times of the Purge has gone up to be a hot commodity for the neighborhoods around, trying to protect themselves from people who are killing during the Purge. And they save one of the kids there ends up saving a stranger, and the stranger ends up attracting some trouble. And that's where the movie kind of picks up.
Nice.
I know I'm pretty good at these on the spots and synapses.
The snaps. You got snaps once again.
Got to get that snaps. We should make like a t-shirt. It's just like a finger like snapping, and it's just snaps.
Synapsed.
Got to give that snaps.
Got to get that snaps.
Got to get that. Got to get that. Oh.
Spoiler-free rating font is.
I was thinking about this before, and I actually enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought I was going to. Actually,
more than Thanksgiving?
Way more than Thanksgiving. When I actually forgot about this movie in the Purge series. The ones that I've enjoyed the most that I've seen that I really liked were Anarchy and Election Year. I think those were two really good ones. But I kind of forgot about this first one, and after watching it, everything came back to me about the movie, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about this movie. Anyway, enough rambling. I'm gonna give it a 4.
A 4. A cuatro machetes.
Cuatro machetes.
You gave that the cuatro.
Yeah.
I'm not that far behind you. I'm at a 3.5.
3.5. Man,
yeah.
I thought you would have been a 4.5.
Oh, above you. I
was like, if I enjoy this, Nick really enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, I was even close to giving this a 4.5, but I don't know if I enjoyed it that much. I think the nostalgia of watching it again, though, was nice. To
be fair, I didn't get a first. Well, I mean, because I watched it later, the sequels, then going to the first one. So,
So yeah, if you want to check out the Purge, I don't know how many of the Purges are on HBO Max, but a good amount of them, I believe, are on there. I don't know. I can check right now. Let's see.
Well,
No, I can't.
I honestly don't even know. Whenever the movie ended, like the option for similar titles, whatever, none of the movies were popping up. Yeah.
Man, that's lame. But yeah, if you want to go watch The Purge, the first one, it's on HBO Max. You can watch it there. That's where I watched it. I think that's where my furry friend Nick watched it.
Furry friend.
And yeah. So what were your favorite parts? Oh yeah, sorry. Spoiler-free warning. If you have not seen The Purge, it's been like almost 10 years. Go watch it.
Yeah. Favorite scenes. Yeah. Favorite scenes. So I enjoyed that scene with the main guy, the main villain. He's telling him well, he just gets done shooting his friend because his friend's being little. He's being just being crazy. He got all rowdy and he straight up killed him. And he's like, that was my friend, and you're not my friend. So pretty much saying, I'm like, I had no problem straight up killing your ass if you don't bring us the dude, the homeless guy.
One of my favorite parts is actually around that scene. It was actually one of the scenes, but it was kind of one of the quotes that he said after that, which was, "What happened to he will happen to thee." I was like, oh shit, he just hit him with a rhyme. That means he's serious.
I enjoyed Ethan Hawke's his little showdown with most of the people come in.
Yeah. You could tell, like, at first it didn't even seem like he wanted to kill them. Or like he did, of course, but like I don't know, it didn't seem as aggressive its first kill, and then by the time it got to like his second and third and straight up fourth kill, he knocked out one of the guys, and then he was on the floor and he straight up shot him in the face while he was after he already had shot him once, so he was just I'm done with this, boom, I'm done with this, boom. This is that was a pretty nice scene. Yeah, I mean, just the whole movie in general, it was just kind of funny, of course movies are meant to have drama and trials and tribulations in them. I do kind of find it, maybe, I don't know if this is a dislike, but I guess I could save it for the loophole, maybe just adding a little extra oomph to the movie. But yeah, I mean, them trying to protect themselves from all the people. I do really find that funny that that little kid, he was trying to hide, and it's so obvious that his flashlight was giving away where he was at, and those people were gonna go kill him, and his dad came in last minute. That was pretty tight. But I think one of my other favorite parts was definitely the around the ending, where the lady's trying to have a conversation and the other chick tries to grab the gun, and then she hits her man, what's that called when you hit someone in the face with a gun? I don't know, but he hit her with the butt of the gun and then smacked her head against the table and there will be no more killing.
I enjoyed that scene too.
Oh, did you hear me, Grace? No more killing tonight. Is that hard to understand?
It's hard to understand.
Yeah, and I think all the scenes with the polite leader were pretty cool. Obviously he was sick in the brain, but I think the actor that played him was just played him so perfectly. He looked like he was a real sociopath. It was pretty intense, honestly. All of his scenes were very poetic, and it seemed like he was trying to be a civilized man in such a uncivilized situation.
Everyone just needs to be cleansed.
right?
Free. He remind me of Oswald Cobblepot from Gotham.
I don't know if I ever watched Gotham.
But yeah, he reminded me of like the actor who plays him. Just that menacing smile and the way he talks, his little nice little soft voice.
Yeah. Is that the guy they tried to portray as the Joker? Kind of, but not really.
Is the Joker in Gotham?
Yeah.
No, it's the Penguin.
Oh, that's the Penguin. I
But
thought
of
it
course
was the
he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't try to go away. The Penguin. He's just his real name, Cobblepot.
Gotcha. Yeah, I thought that was the Penguin's name. I just wasn't 100% sure. You said about the smile and everything. I was like, oh,
And the
there's
little
like,
voice, the little bit of future. I mean,
yeah, that is pretty. I always found that show interesting. I never like watched anything off of it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of. I mean, I don't know about favorite scenes. I mean, besides that ending scene and the scene that you're talking about the blowing the face off, and then the fight scene inside the game room. I mean, there wasn't really anything else that was like super crazy. It was funny just to kind of like this movie was more of like a suspense slash. It kind of like got you thinking like morally, like they asked the question a lot. The kid asked the dad the question. If you had the urge to kill, or actually, like, why don't you go out and kill during the purge? And he's like, I don't have the urge to. And he's like, but if you had the urge to, like, would you? And he was like, well, yeah, if I had the urge to, then yeah, I would go out and kill someone. And obviously, like, the mom, it's like she wanted to say like, no, that's not right, but like she kind of was just like, we have to accept these new rules. And I found that part to be really like psychologically stimulating, because like you have to really imagine like not much time has passed since like they started this purge. It seemed like the purge was still relevantly a new idea, like only a good, like maybe it seemed like 4 or 5 years have passed, but so many people are already just, even people that weren't purging were accepting it as like a norm already. Like they're like, yes, this is what the world's like now, and we're gonna accept it that once a year for 12 hours people go out and murder and rape people. Like that's cool. If you have those urges, like that's what you need to go do. And I found that like to be, like I said, like psychologically like stimulating to like watch characters have those moral battles with themselves. Like it's kind of the same as nowadays, when you really think about it, about certain laws. Like a lot of people are very adamant about like some drug laws, especially like the marijuana laws, and some people believe it's medicine and that no harm really comes from it, so it shouldn't be legalized and people shouldn't be put in jail. But other people see it as, well, if the government says it's bad, then it's bad. And in this sense, it's the opposite way. It's the government says it's okay and good, then it's good, and people just need to accept it. And I just found it, like I said, to be an interesting topic to really tackle. This idea in this movie, and honestly, the idea trended throughout the entire movie all the way up to the end, where the dad decided he was going to fight for the homeless guy's life, or his own life, kind of, but also the homeless guy, because he should have thrown him out. I don't believe he should have thrown him out, but if you're trying to protect your family and that was the only way to do it, and you just got the stranger, you have two options. Sacrifice your family and go out a hero, or let him go and your family lives to see another day. At that point, that's a hard decision to make for anyone. And he made the other decision. I wouldn't say, I mean, there's also the saying, or not saying, but like the moral conundrum as well. Like, do the right thing and die, or, I don't want to say conform, or, fold and live to see another day, but there's always the saying that's like, I'd rather die standing up than live on kneeling, or whatever the hell, basically die for what you believe in. Don't ever live doing something you don't believe in, So I've always kind of thought, that about myself. I mean, only a true test of will from the universe will let me know if I will stand by my morals. But, that's where I'd like to believe that I would stand if something were to ever happen, that if something was going to be life or death and I had to choose between my morals or something I felt was wrong, that I would probably die on my moral high ground in a sense than give in to pressure from someone else too. Anyway, sorry, I ranted for a bit, but I do. I did enjoy that part of the movie.
Nice.
You have any dislikes?
Dislikes. I believe the boyfriend was not really that whole thing wasn't really necessary. I mean, I get it, but it wasn't really. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go talk to your dad, man to man, and then this guy just straight up like, attempts to shoot at Ethan Hawke, and then no, he just gets shot at and dies.
Ethan Hawke's that hawk. Ooh,
He's a hawk.
He got the Hawkeye.
He's all miss me with that bullshit, and then yeah, I thought that was kind of a pointless little throw in there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's kind of like a plot hole type of deal that it was like I kind of like how they tied it in, because I mean, realistically, if they would have if the area that they were at, if they would have let the homeless guy in, that kid, they would have basically held him at gunpoint and he would have went nowhere. So they would have had him from the beginning. And then that decision to throw him out might have been done very rapidly. Like, oh, they just want this guy we already captured? Yeah, fuck that guy. We already bandaged him up and taped his mouth shut. Like, throw his ass out, man. But the fact they had to hunt him down and like look for him, and I'm not saying that they had time to get to know him, but they got time to get to understand that he was just another human being who was trying to survive. Maybe
so like, what was the boyfriend's mindset? Like, Zoe's gonna be fine with me killing her dad. It's like she'll learn to forgive me,
right?
Even if he had gone through it. It's all right. I mean, sure, the murder's all legal on that night, but I mean, you got to like,
yeah, that was.
That's how much he loves her.
Yeah, it was a super silly scene to have the guy.
That because you had mentioned about the homeless guy getting taped up. It reminded me of this scene in Pineapple Express when they're tying up Red. The shirt with tape. The scene in Pineapple Express.
Oh yeah.
That they're tying up Red, Danny McBride, and there's the tapes. He's not gonna bust out of the shirt. The tape's like around his forehead, his head, and it's just stupid. Another dislike was, I don't know, just the people being stupid. Like they're piggyback riding in the hallway, I think they're like looking at photos, whatever.
Yeah.
Like about to walk into. We're untouchable, we're unstoppable.
It was very not strange, but like, which this idea gets brought out more in the other Purge movies, but that, the whole Purge idea was really just to get rid of basically population control. They put that idea out in this movie, in the news articles talking about like some people believe it's population control and stuff like that. And obviously in this situation, the very wealthy are going to be able to get the best resources to either harm or protect, but they're going to be well off either way. It's going to be the poor that's always going to be having to defend themselves or find the proper firearms to defend themselves in these situations. And you could tell that, like, I don't know if this was like they were trying to show that, classism and racism was still going to be very apparent in this type of society. But like, I guess since you get to kill certain classes and races during the Purge, maybe that's the year you just let it all out, your hatred for these different races. But yeah, it was funny how they like tiptoed around the fact that this guy was black, but they were trying to just play it as like he was homeless. They were just like, you get that filthy swine homeless person out here. And you're like, I'm just waiting for the N-word. No one's going to say it. None of y'all. All right. Y'all are above racism, but not killing homeless people. I get it. Yeah. I see.
He's homeless. That's the whole reason.
I see ya. What? We don't hate him because he's black. We hate him because he's homeless.
Tired of him asking for change at the by the store, corner store.
I seen that South Park episode. We know what to do with people like them. What do you mean people like them? Homeless people.
Homeless.
Not racist. I swear.
In
I
the
never
city
would
of
be.
California.
Yeah, it's a trip. You know, that idea really runs pretty rampant, and I mean, yeah, I think I kind of really, like after watching this movie, I really wanted to go back and watch all the other Purges that I've seen. I actually haven't seen the first Purge or the Forever Purge. I haven't seen either one of those.
I mean, I think I like the idea of the fourth one being, well, the origin of how it all started, and then the recent one, the Forever Purge, just the idea of like, oh, normally how things just kind of just stop after you hear the sirens and the announcement, Purge is over. Nope, they decide to just continue on.
Oh, is that what that one's about? I haven't.
That's the whole idea of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one, but that's crazy. They're just like, we're just gonna continue to keep purging forever.
Everyone's like, oh, so what the hell's going on? It's already over, guys. Nope. It's anarchy. That's all parts of you.
Right. Well, I mean, like in reality, though, like, yeah, I mean, we can live by these rules, you know, where, you know, these things are illegal or legal, but like, if you have a bunch of small militias, basically, going around killing people, and then you have, you know, the police come back out after 12 hours, well, you're going to basically have like a huge army against a small army, you know, by the end of all of it. And, you know, how are we going to stop them? Like, how do you, and this is going to be in every city. It's not just going to be one city. Like, every city is going to outnumber the police. I mean, I think the police in most cities, there's a ratio you need to have. You know, if you have a, you know, it's like for every, you know, 20 people in your city, you need to have one cop or something like that. You know, so if, I don't know the exact ratio, but I think it's something like that. So, you know, you have 100 people, you're only going to have 5 cops in that area. You know, that's not going to do nothing. Like, you have 200 people, you're only going to have 10 cops. You know, you live in a big old metropolitan, you know, 1,000 cops versus 20 or 2,000 or 1,000 cops versus 200 cops or something like that. You know, and now I'm kind of excited to watch the Forever Purge because I want to see how that situation gets dealt with. For me, my least favorite parts is kind of what you said earlier. I felt like that whole boyfriend scene was kind of like forced in a sense. Like, it was almost unnecessary. And like I said, the only necessity of it is that it would distract the people enough for the black guy to get away. Sorry, the homeless guy. I'm not racist.
The homeless guy, come on. Wait till the homeless guy term becomes offensive.
Right?
Can't say homeless.
Can't say homeless. You can't say least fortunate. You can't say unfortunate. Can't say houseless. Them houseless people. But yeah, when the homeless guy runs away and hides, you know, that's the only kind of real, like, they just really didn't have any other way for this guy to escape. And they're like, what if the boyfriend stayed behind and tried to kill the father? Then the homeless guy could get away. And that's what happened. What was the budget for this movie? Let's see.
The budget.
Purge budget. Oh, $3 million. That's a good little chunk of change.
It's all for the house.
Basically, it grossed over $137 million. This says 3 million, but this says 13 million. Why is there differences? Oh no, it's this movie grossed $89 million out of a $3 million budget. So hell yeah, not bad, not bad. Yeah, I've been wanting to talk about budgets in these movies because I think it's going to become very apparent, like when we start talking about budgets more, which movies utilize their budgets very well, and which movies just completely blew their budgets and did not utilize it well.
Thanks, killings.
Thanks, killing. All $113,000 wasted.
The GoFundMe.
Oh man!
I mean, hey, at least Ty-Fi and Franco enjoyed it.
That movie still trashed my brain. Like I feel like I'm on drugs still since watching that movie.
On drugs.
Yeah, that movie is like taking a bunch of drugs and having a bad trip. That's what that movie's like. So if you want to have a bad trip and feel like you're on drugs for the next week, watch Thanksgiving 3. For sure.
That scene in in this movie. So how much time do you think passed by whenever that there was like that transitional thing where you're looking on the outside and seeing the purgers, like they're like in different spots every single time. They're like, yeah, two girls making out, or a guy and a girl, and it show the girl swinging.
I want to say it was probably like an hour. I mean, all they needed was their friend to come bring a truck so they could pull it down the doors. Like it wasn't anything fancy. Like I'm sure their friend lived right down the street. I mean, at the worst, an hour away. You know, now that I'm thinking about this, I haven't thought about this before, but I mean, I guess homeless people do go to nice neighborhoods, but they were really surprised that that guy was in their neighborhood in the beginning. They were like, they were talking about how the security was should be really good because he gave himself the best package. He's the security salesman guy. And the guy was like, it's more for looks. It's not supposed to happen in our neighborhood. This isn't supposed to happen in our neighborhood. And, he was very convinced that, those types of purges didn't happen in his neighborhood. And so like, that kind of begs the question, what was the homeless guy doing in that neighborhood? Did he run from like miles away from another neighborhood while he was trying to escape from these guys? Or was he just right down the street? What were those kids doing there? Why were they purging in that neighborhood?
What if it's theory that he wasn't even homeless at all? They just wanted an excuse to say he was homeless. He probably like lived somewhere like nearby.
Right? Because
I mean,
because they didn't want to say they were racist, so they had to say he was homeless.
Either he lived nearby or these purgers had him in back of their vehicle or something that traveled over here.
That could be the case too. I didn't even think about that. Maybe they kidnapped him and his friends because apparently, the whole reason they really wanted him is because they killed one of their friends.
I love that
he fought back.
I love that slide he does whenever like they're already closing the doorway, and he's like, barely makes it. Safe.
All right, so slogans. We have one night a year, all crime is legal. Survive the night. The Purge.
La Purge. La Purge.
The Purge. No one is your friend.
It's all sad.
The Purge happens on Thanksgiving, so they can call it Thanksgivings.
The Purge. Grr. That's the new I love you.
It is. The Purge. This isn't supposed to happen in our neighborhood.
The Purge. It's okay. He's homeless.
The Purge. I swear I'm not racist.
Not.
The Purge. Looks like the neighbor's sharpening up his knife.
Or was it
The
what kind of
Purge.
was it?
I didn't know he purged.
The Purge? Thank you for purging.
The Purge. Cleanse your soul.
Once a year, you can be a dick. I don't know. Be a villain.
Ooh, I could still be Mr. Fuentes.
Mr. Fuentes.
Mr. Fuentes, y'all.
Cleanse.
The Purge. Who would you kill?
The Purge. Everyone's killing. And there's rarely you could just be robbing places, getting some big screen TVs.
The Purge. Hurry up, guys! We gotta build a shed so we don't have to get a permit for this.
The Purge. So I like that, like the blue flower or whatever that he had in his garden. Is that really symbolic? I mean, because that guy tells him, "I noticed that you're a fellow purger or a person that supports it because of the flowers."
Yeah, apparently, that was from what I heard in the news stuff that if you had a blue flowers, which I don't want to disgrace our great Texas state flower, the blue bonnets, but sounded like it was like some kind of blue bonnet type of flower put in the front. And if you had those flowers, then it meant you supported the the Purge, which, honestly, these the main characters, like, a lot of people would probably agree with the neighbors in this movie that, the main characters profited off their neighbors for selling them all security systems and taking advantage of their situation to make money. But it's just like now in regular, America, if there's a need or, an economy that we need, supply and demand, we're going to sell it and we're going to make money. Just what's going to happen. If it's in demand, we're going to put it out there. So hell yeah, they made money on the Purge. But to me, it's also like another moral conundrum, for families like this who it's almost like they support, bad laws and bad things because it's for their benefit, instead of saying, yeah, the Purge is absolutely horrible. I don't condone of it at all. That's why I sell security systems to help support, people who want to protect themselves during the Purge when people go run these awful, horrible crimes. Instead of taking that stance, sounds like they took the opposite stance, which is everyone has the right to purge. And if you want to be safe during the Purge, I can tell you security to give you that option as well. So they kind of were trying to play, it seemed like, both sides of the field. And obviously, when you play both sides of the field, you get hurt. And you need to pick a side, man. You need to say, fuck all those guys, or, and we're trying to help all these guys. That's why we sell security systems. Not, oh, well, it's your right to purge. But if you want to stay safe during the Purge, get a security system.
Security system. So before going into how we would have ended it, the whole lead up, well, first of all, Ethan Hawke gets stabbed by the polite
leader.
The leader of change. No, the polite leader gets stabbed. It's like, what? Why? He's just slowly dying from that wound. That's why he kills him. Like, oh, so you're cleansed now.
You're now cleansed.
You're now cleansed. I respect you. I don't think that's what he says, but just putting that in his mouth. He and whatever the remaining group are out, and then out of nowhere is when you get the neighborhood just bust right in. Well, they get the people on the outside by the truck, and then they come in, being the heroes. At least that's what you think, they're the heroes.
Right.
The polite leader gets killed by Zoe, the daughter.
Yeah.
I think everything's all right.
That's the only what's the word I'm looking for? Caveat of the ending is that the family itself got justice, and it wasn't one of the random neighbors who shot the polite leader.
The polite leader going down, but as far as the rest of the crew, they're trying to thank the neighbors, and they're like, well, don't thank us too much. We're not. I mean, we're just trying to get what wasn't theirs. They're pretty much claiming they were there for them, but the polite leaders group was just in a way they weren't necessarily trying to save them from them. And then they started doing the whole tie down thing. And then of course the homeless guy comes out of nowhere, bam, comes save the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what's going on here? Who's gonna save who? And I was gonna like, well, what if the homeless guys gets taken down, and then Ethan Hawke just comes out of nowhere and just be like saving each other. But no, they're like pretty much the neighbors are just like they're down to die, whatever. They don't care. But then the wife, the mom, it's like, nah, they'd rather wait out the whole night until it all ends. So then he goes and transitions to the morning time, and you just see them sitting at a table like it's a fucking Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving dinner on the Thanksgiving day,
Right.
and that's when that scene that you mentioned early on, one of your favorite scenes, is that freaking the neighbor. She tries to go for I think her name was Grace, I believe, or something, and she has to go for the gun and just gets sacked, and then the head gets her face slams to the damn table, busts it all open, and then time went up, and then as soon as you heard the alarms go off, whatever, and everything's like, get the fuck out of my house. I think that's what she said, or something else.
That was pretty much it, yeah.
And then it goes to the end credits. And the funny thing I was hearing out the credits are saying like the highest, whatever the highest purge, whatever the most stuff was going down in Dallas.
Yeah.
It's all right, Dallas.
They're the real ones.
Because everything's bigger in Texas.
Exactly. Everything's
So,
bigger in Texas.
how would you have ended it?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Like, I understand they were trying to take the moral high ground, and that's why they didn't kill their neighbors like they should have. But I definitely would have probably had the black guy kill all the neighbors.
Oh no, you said
Oh, sorry, the homeless guy. I would have had the homeless guy kill all the neighbors, or at least the whole family.
He looked like he was ready. He was like, "Oh, just say when, one like and I'll do it."
Right? One
like our post.
One like and I'll do it. Say no more, fam.
Say no more, fam.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, on a realistic standpoint, like, if you didn't kill all those neighbors then, they're probably going to try to kill you next year. And
yeah, no.
I mean, do you want to live with that weight on your shoulders, knowing that all your neighbors try to kill you?
She's going to try to get revenge. I mean, busted her face.
I mean, she has to move out of that area. That's the only way to really, remedy. And she might. I mean, her husband just died and something horrible happened at her house. She may just go get a whole new place. But, I don't know. For me, for safety reasons, I think, I would have made the decision to kill them right then and there because I already know I can't trust them and they're my neighbors. So unless I was planning on leaving that area, I would have killed them. but that's just my opinion. I understand, the whole movie kind of had that lead up that they were going to take the moral high ground and not be killing, even if the government says it's okay, even if the Purge says it's okay, that they weren't going to take that stance. But I would have killed them for sure.
I like how never just
and then I would have gave the homeless guy
the homeless
like
guy.
$100 and be like, thanks, bro. Peace.
Yeah, I mean, give him a little something. Oh, he just gets thanked, and then he goes walking off fall. They're just looking at him like, oh, what's he gonna do? Nope, he just walks off in the sun out.
Fine,
So,
you're right. I was half expecting him to get into one of the trucks that one of the guys brought and just drive away with
he
it.
should have took the truck.
Right? I would have took the truck.
Reward himself.
And not because he's black when he should have took the truck. Just because he was homeless and he just survived a crazy night from these people trying to kill him. All right? Stop trying to pin that on me, all right? God. It's the people in the movie, not me.
Set up. You were set up.
I was set up. Y'all put this evil on me, Ricky Bobby. What about you?
I don't know how I'd have it planned out. I just have the idea of like, of course the mom, she really somehow she gets really triggered and she does attempt for the kill. She kills all of them, but whenever she decides to kill them, the purge is already over. The alarm goes off, so it would be on a technicality that her crime wasn't legal. Like the police were, or someone saw it.
During that scene where the chick tries to grab the gun and he, hits her with the butt of the gun, flips around, blows off her head, and then looks at everyone else. Who else wants to move? And then puts the gun back down. That's what I thought. And then same situation. Everyone get out of my house.
Get out of my house.
Oh, sorry. Get the fuck out of my house.
It's like that's, I don't know. I guess it'd be a pretty silly idea. It's like just you make the kill whenever the thing's already over. It's like that's not how this works.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly how that works, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
The Purge.
All right. Well, any closing words? Did you do any rating change?
Rating change. What was mine? 3.5.
Yes.
Realistically, I think I want to stick with 3.5. The only reason why, if I were to decide to boost it up, is just because of Ethan Hawke.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll stick with the 4. I think it was still a pretty solid movie. I enjoyed it. And it definitely, this shouldn't be factoring in to this rating, to be honest, but I factor it in because it did. It was the beginning of, I think, what's became a pretty good series franchise in horror. So I have to give it props that, it helped launch this franchise. I think it was pretty good. All right. Well, the next time we'll be back will be after Thanksgiving. So before we sign off, I just want to tell everyone who listens to us and has been sticking with us this long, I hope you have or honestly, anyone, it doesn't have to be people that just stuck with us, but to have a happy Thanksgiving, take this time to be with your family and loved ones. If there's anything that these movies like The Purge shows that, we could live in crazier times, and, we don't always know who will be here next year or who will be here around this time again or even in a few months. Just enjoy y'all's lives and be thankful for them. And hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. And the next time we'll be back will be December the 1st, which we're not going to announce it yet, which movies, but we're going to be doing a couple of Christmas movie specials.
Christmas theme movies.
Christmas horror theme movies for December. So I think that'll be fun. First will be Nick's pick, and he'll be releasing that on Facebook, and we'll be releasing that on Facebook and on the Wrestling Tacos Instagram, which movie we'll be reviewing. Also, remember that right now we're still on the road to 200 for Emo Sawa Productions, and right now we're doing voting for once we reach 200, who's going to get pied in the face. And if we reach 200 by Sunday this week, which is, what's the date for that? The 21st. If we reach 200 by the 21st, whoever gets voted for the most gets 2 pies instead of 1. 2?
Double the pie.
2.
So next year you're looking at 8 pies.
So remember, just go vote for Franco only, and
Vote for Franco.
and let's watch Franco get pied. It'd be nice.
I think it's kind of a shame that there was no Aaron Senpai. I mean, how are you not gonna have Senpai and not Pie Senpai? Missed opportunity.
Oh, I'm gonna give him a pie, but not the kind you think.
Does it involve cream?
Maybe. But yeah, we're doing that. You can vote on actually probably even this episode of Friday the 14th. You can vote on any of the other streaming shows that we do on Iwasawa Productions coming up. You can vote on the online voting, the story voting. We're just trying to keep count everywhere. Who is the one out of Franco, Tiff, Nick, me, and Andy? Those 5 people are who you can vote for. And who do you want to see get pied? So far, it's not looking promising for me. Looks like I'm going to be the one that gets pied. But I'd rather it be Franco. So y'all could just vote for Franco. But yes, Road to 200. Go to Emo Sawa Productions on the YouTube and subscribe to it. And again, I appreciate all y'all. I'm Mr. Fuentes. I'm a music artist. I do rap. Y'all can check me out on Spotify, Apple Music, or anywhere you listen to streaming music, even on YouTube as well. I have some music on there as well. And yeah, you can find me on my social medias at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Mr. Fuentes 361. Again, I appreciate y'all, and off to this guy.
And off to the bad guy, Nick H. Just always a thank you to the viewers, the listeners.
Listeners.
Shout out to the boys, Cinema Movie Podcast.
Cinema Movie Podcast.
What was there? The recent reviews, I believe, was Internals and Ghostbusters Part 1.
They did Ghostbusters Part 1. They did the original 1984, I believe. Ghostbusters, a review on that. And then on Thursday, tomorrow, actually, they'll be coming up with a new episode. But right now, they're going through the Spider-Man. I don't know if anthology is the right word, but all the different Spider-Man movies that have come out, I believe, leading up to their review of Spider-Man No Way Home.
No Way Home. How's the trailer make you feel? Did it make you feel tingly?
I had to change pants as soon as it was over.
Also,
did you see when I know it happened in the last trailer, but on this trailer when the Green Goblin dropped his bomb,
he dropped his bombs.
I don't know if it exploded, but that's when I exploded.
That's when we all exploded. Yes.
I like that. They kind of brought back the joke in the original Spider-Man movie with Otto Octavius. They bring J. Jameson makes the joke. Isn't it funny that a guy named Otto Octavius ended up getting 8 arms? They kind of made fun of the joke that his name is Otto Octavius, and then on this movie, on the trailer, when they're like, "My name is Otto Octavius." No, really, what's your real name? It's just a play off that joke, which I thought was pretty funny. We're using our fake names. Hi, I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah. Just waiting for that Tobey Maguire.
Oh, that sexy Maguire, you mean?
Sexy Maguire.
Don't forget about that sexy Garfield.
Just another shout out to the boys over at Rob is War. They're all about wrestling. Their recent episode was episode 5 of they're talking about New Japan Wrestling, the fallout of New Gear, which is a pay-per-view for AEW. Surprisingly, I'm gonna be doing a interview with one of the guys from Rob is War.
Oh, you
the
are?
guy Rob himself. Yeah, tomorrow night it'll be a live stream on our new platform, which will be called Emosawa Live.
Emosawa Live.
So that would be our new platform, because we tend to run to these roadblocks where we can only talk about certain things on certain podcasts. Like if we're on Wrestling Tacos, we gotta make mention about wrestling. If we're on Friday at 14, we gotta mention about horror movies. So Emosawa Live is the overall. You can have any type of guest. You can talk about anything and whatever. It could be an interview, but this will be like an introduction type of interview type of thing.
I guess we'll talk about it more on the next podcast about the new things we plan on rolling out for the new season / next year. Maybe it'll be our gifts to our listeners of what our new stuff we're planning on coming out with. But yeah, I'm good. If you're good.
Emosawa Live. So
catch him tomorrow. Emosawa Live. What time?
We're shooting for 8:00. Around
8 o'clock. Okay.
8
8 o'clock tomorrow, and this same exact place, I believe. We're on Emosawa's.
We are on Emosawa Productions.
Yes.
So here's the catch. I mean, share the listeners. This will be we're airing on Friday, so it happened yesterday. But the catch is that Emosawa Live is gonna be a YouTube channel exclusive only. So it's not necessarily gonna be a podcast. I mean, unless Franco wants to do the extra work, but nah, it's this exclusive. So I mean, it's not only gonna be limited to me getting on here. I mean, it could be you jumping on here.
I'll jump on anything.
Franco. Emosawa Live there'll be the live stream that can happen at any time. There's no necessary scheduled.
Just kind of like exclusive.
Exclusive, yeah. The live stream or anything happen. Yeah, I mean, it's all I got to plug in. Fuentes already mentioned the whole pie thing. So far, he's in the lead. I mean, if you want Franco to get pied, so vote for Franco. I still find it hilarious. I find it hilarious that Zilla voted for you.
Freaking Zilla.
Damn.
I thought he was my friend. Yeah, right. After I've been in that damn hot bunny costume twice already. And I'm featuring on a song with him soon. A new song that we're working on. And he just wants to throw me under the bus or into the pie. The pie. I can't believe you, Zilla.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else. Alrighty, guys. Well, we'll be releasing the next movie review, which will be a Christmas themed movie.
The Polar
we're not above using one of y'all's suggestions as a movie theme. So if y'all have a suggestion, message us or put it on our Facebook wall, or wherever you on here, comment what movie Christmas theme you'd like us to review, and we'll take it into consideration, and maybe one of your movies will get picked. But all right, guys. Well, I'm Mr. Fuentes, and this guy is
The bad guy, Nick H. You can catch us at a furry convention near you. Now, thanks for listening and viewing. Remember, folks, always ban the bad guy. Until next time.
Peace.